From dust and stone, we begin. A little water, and the earth softens. What was once forgotten takes shape again. To build a jar like this, only a few tools are needed, each one simple and rooted in tradition. The paddle, used to shape the walls and define the form. A smoothing stone, gently compresses the surface and refines the finish. A sharp stone flake, knapped by hand, used for trimming and cutting. The puki, a clay support base that helps guide the lower curve of the pot as it begins to rise. The clay is unwrapped, ready to be worked. This bowl of water will be used later for softening dry clay and smoothing the surface. I break the clay in half and begin forming a base, pressing it into a flat, even disc. The base is placed in the puki, and I begin building the walls upward. Using a flake stone, I trim the rim to prepare for the first coil, making sure the form is even. This leftover clay is shaped into a ball and set aside for later use. Quick inspection before moving forward. I carefully trim this missed edge, refining the shape before coiling begins. The first coil is rolled by hand. It doesn't need to be perfect, just long and even enough to wrap the jar. This clay is dry and brittle and lacks plasticity. I press the coil into the pot using my thumb, ensuring it bonds securely. This step is critical. I inspect the walls, checking for evenness. It's time to use the paddle and anvil. With each strike, the paddle compresses the clay and helps it rise, shaping it upward with control and force. Unfortunately, this clay doesn't hold its form well, so I'll let it rest for about an hour to firm up. A closer look, checking the jar's shape before continuing. And it's time for the second coil. Like before, I roll it by hand and attach it to the pot. I use that same bonding pinch to join the coil to the jar. The paddle and anvil come back into play, refining the wall as the jar continues to grow. The jar now has its final rim. I let it rest here to firm up even more. 5 hours later, the clay is firmer. I resume shaping the jar using the paddle, tightening the form, continuing to shape it. With this strip of buckskin, I smooth and soften the rim. After a final inspection, I set the pot aside to continue to dry. To prepare the paint, I grind hematite on a flat stone, adding a drop of water till I get the right consistency. Using a brush from yucca, I begin painting the jar. It's a slow, deliberate process, but the form begins to come alive with color. A final wide shot. The jar is now painted, and tomorrow we fire this jar. With the pot fully dried, I take it outdoors for the firing. This is where the transformation truly begins. The fire is carefully built around the jar, feeding heat slowly to avoid thermal shock. By this point, we've reached a maximum temperature of 793 degrees Celsius, enough to harden the clay and lock in the form. As the flames settle, the pot remains covered in ashes, where it cools gradually, protected from the elements and from itself. And there you have it, a beautifully crafted Hohokam shoulder jar. I really hope you enjoyed watching this video. If you did, please be sure to consider hitting that subscribe button and helping this channel grow. And don't forget to check out other videos in my Secrets of the Hohokam series, as well as other pottery making videos.